Real estate mogul warns, we're entering the greatest real estate correction in my lifetime. That's what we're going to cover in this monthly market report. This is for you if you are a real estate agent, a financial advisor, or an attorney interested in market data to help you advise a client, or perhaps you are that potential buyer or seller looking for some direction. I'm Paulo Rodriguez. I've been a mortgage professional since 2005. And here is the market data that you need to make an informed buying or selling decision or help a client do the same. Real estate mogul Grant Cardone, in an interview with Fox Business last month, said, "I just want to say that we're entering the greatest real estate correction in my lifetime." To explain his reasoning, he said the following: interest rates will have to come down in order for pricing to come down. This is actually a contradiction to what most people think. But when interest rates come down, mortgage applications will go up and people will start selling their homes. It is definitely a head scratcher that somebody of his level of success would come up with this reasoning, unless, of course, that was just a media play. What Mr. Cardone is saying is not only a contradiction, but it defies logic. Firstly, mortgage applications going up will not cause more people to sell. The two are not directly correlated. Secondly, by saying that more people will sell their homes if rates come down, you are also implicitly acknowledging that the same people that are going to sell their homes are also going to buy a home after they sell. After all, why else would they be watching interest rates if they're only going to be selling a home? Well, it's because they're also going to be buying one. What that means is that we are not going to have excess inventory that could push prices down, because if every seller is also a buyer, then it's a zero-sum game. But on the other hand, there are many people who are not homeowners who will be priced back into the market when rates do come down. There will be mostly entry-level buyers who will create demand at the middle and lower end of the market, and this will be supportive of prices across the real estate industry. This is just another example of talking heads and their headlines doing more to terrify than to clarify. So with that said, let's get into some real data and sound forecasts for 2024. Let's talk about what major entities are saying both on home prices and on total home sales for the year. We'll start with prices. We can see it's a bit of a mixed bag. Realtor.com thinks that we're going to be down 1.7%. Zillow thinks we're going to be down 0.2%. On the other end of the spectrum, Mortgage Bankers Association thinks we're going to be up over 4%. The middle is just under 3%. And if we average all of those together, that's the blue column on the left, you have 1.5% appreciation. Now, personally, I think we'll see more appreciation nationwide, say 2.5% maybe, but still below the historical average of 3.8 to 4.5% we've seen over the last 40 years. And that's not bad news, that's good news. We need home price appreciation to slow up a little bit because of the affordability crisis that we're in right now. As far as total home sale forecasts are concerned, we can see that if we average them all together, we're just at 5 million, which will be about a 20% increase over what we did last year. So the forecasts are looking very, very positive. Pricing looks like it's going to be moderate as far as appreciation is concerned, but sales are going to pick back up. Now, with that said, we have the potential to blow those numbers away. I think that we're coming into a time in the market right now where the market is about to turn in a very, very positive way. And here's a couple of reasons why I think that. Let's start with mortgage rates. At the time of this recording, it was shortly after the Fed spoke in December when they openly stated that they forecast 3 rate cuts this year. The market took that as meaning that inflation is under control and going down, and so rates dropped. Now, there's no telling where rates will be at the time that you're watching this, but I do think that there will be a gradual decline in rates over the course of the year, and that alone will spark a lot of activity. Now, I don't think that I will see low 3% rates again in my lifetime, but we have a shot here at seeing something with a 5 in front of it, either at the end of this year or early next year. And if that happens, it is going to be an incredibly active market. A few months ago, I stated that if rates got into the 5s, it's going to be Black Friday in real estate. And I don't take that back. I'm saying it here again. If rates get into the 5s, sellers who are currently stuck will go to market. And as I already stated, most of them will not only need to sell their home, but also buy a new one. And let's not forget all the buyers that have been priced out of the market due to high rates. They will also be on the hunt again. So let's look at what that buyer demand looks like. Buyer demand is actually up over the pre-pandemic years of 2016, 17, 18, and 19. There are more people out there looking at houses right now. You might recall that last month I spoke about pent-up buyer demand due to high interest rates holding us hostage. There are a lot of people out there wanting to buy a home, and rates, in other words, affordability, is the only thing holding them back. As a matter of fact, Zillow's latest market report said this: despite mortgage rates reaching 23-year highs, low inventory levels are spurring surprisingly strong competition. Depleted inventory stocks are gradually recovering and price appreciation is slowing, but demand has remained resilient and attractive, appropriately priced listings are moving quickly. And here is a quote from Showing Time. Buyers and sellers remain active in every economic environment, including when mortgage rates are high. Buyers determined to find a home they love will continue visiting homes with their agents, and as we mentioned previously, some sellers are reducing prices, which presents an opportunity for those buyers. Now, obviously, they are only talking about list price. There's no evidence that prices are going down. What they're talking about is sellers that have been on the market for, say, 60 or 90 days, coming to their senses and recognizing that they can't sell for what they're asking. So in closing, as we look at what 2024 holds, let's not forget how wrong all the 2023 headlines were. Go back through my monthly reports on paulorodriguez.com and look for yourself. There were headlines calling for a 20% crash. Here is the breakdown of what really happened in 2023 through the third quarter, and we're still pending the data for the fourth quarter. What we can see is that almost every month prices went up. Outside of January, every month prices went up. So this fear that prices were going to fall was never real. And yet at the beginning of 2023, there were so many people calling for a dramatic decline in home values. Where exactly did we finish out in 2023? Well, we'll know in the next couple of weeks exactly where we finished once the data comes out. But it's kind of strange that there's such a disparity, especially with the National Association of Realtors. The thing to know about NAR, however, is that they do this data quarterly. So the next quarter might jump up dramatically. But what we saw in 2023 is pretty decent appreciation. If we average out the 6 price forecasts, we are at 4.6%. So last year was in fact a normal year in price appreciation. This year may be a little bit lower than that, but nevertheless, we can confidently tell the negative talking heads to put their sensational headlines you know where. That's a wrap for the January market report. Happy New Year. I appreciate you listening in. Forward, subscribe, share. I'll be back next month, but before you go, if you're looking to purchase or refinance or know someone that is and would like a no-cost consultation with me personally, feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to analyze if your debt is structured in the most optimal way or if there's room for improvement. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.